Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Happy Camper Radio Show, the only place to be when you're ready to talk camping. Camping is what we're about. Camping is all we talk about. This weekend, we are coming to you from the campground at Fort Yargo State Park in Barrow County, Georgia. Daniel is here with us. Hey, Daniel.
I'm here. Hey.
We're having a wonderful time. You're sitting here right in front of Uber Estate. Think about it.
Ooh,
looking good, isn't it?
Taj Mahal.
Going to have a lot to talk about on the show today. We had a wonderful weekend so far. We're going to talk about it. Episode 202 of Happy Camper Radio is coming your way.
Happy Camper Radio. Happy Camper Radio.
And you can catch the Happy Camper Radio Show 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by going to our website at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at Camp Talker and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You want to get in touch with Daniel and I? Give us a call, 404-537-2267. That's 404-537-CAMP. Daniel, we've had a wonderful weekend so far, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll tell you, this is one rare moment that we have the sun coming up right over our shoulders.
Yeah, it's been pretty hot. It's been pretty hot and cold. Well, rainy and sunny. We just had a little rain shower a few minutes ago. We had to put our rain fly back onto our tent. So, yeah, that was interesting. But for the most part, it's been pretty nice. I know yesterday when we got here, we set up and everything, and you went to the store to get some stuff, and it started raining. Thank goodness I put your rain fly on for you, and that worked out. And ever since then, it's been pretty nice. It's pretty humid.
You were one step ahead of me there, weren't you?
Yeah.
Well, Daniel, we have one big shout-out today.
Ah!
Yes, our friend Lewis from Bald Springs came by the campsite just a few moments ago to visit us. He is one of our local listeners, and I was really surprised that we had somebody actually look us up here at the campground.
That was amazing. That was so cool.
And Lewis, I tell you what, you made our day. I got to say that. From everything that we've been going on as far as the weather and you name it, just to see one of our listeners show up here at the campsite to say hello. And he was kind enough, Daniel,
Yep.
to give us a jar of honey.
Made it this morning.
Made
He said
this
his wife
morning.
made it this morning.
You know, we can put pancakes on the menu.
Ooh, there you
morning.
go.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
With some
Ooh.
honey. Oh,
man.
Lewis, thank you so very much.
Yes, sir.
And more importantly, thank you for being a listener and part of our great Happy Camper Radio family. Well, Daniel, like you said, we had quite the experience yesterday when we first arrived.
Mm-hmm.
On last week's show, we talked about the fact that it may rain.
Yeah.
All right. And we were saying, no, the 40% in the
40%,
forecast. Okay, then it went up to 50, and then it went up to 60.
I was optimistic.
Okay. And I told you, the rain gods follow me around anytime I go camping.
You were right.
But here we are. We made it to camp. And like you said, yesterday, we got here just in time.
We did.
It was dry.
Yeah.
And fortunately, I had an opportunity to call the folks ahead of time to make sure that we could pull our truck because, as you can tell, I bring a lot of stuff with me.
You do bring a lot of stuff.
In comparison to what you brought
Yeah.
with you, Daniel,
Yes.
wow. Okay, but we managed to pull the truck up here, and it was maybe only 10 or 15 steps down this little steep
it's not
hill.
too bad.
Okay, and we got the camp all set up.
Mm-hmm.
But for the first time in as long as I can remember, I had to run out to the store.
Yep.
Because there were a couple things for dinner. Your wife was on the way.
Yep. She was fighting Friday evening traffic trying to get here.
And the grocery store was only about a mile away, but one of the things that I didn't consider at the time was the fact it was Friday rush hour traffic.
Yep.
And even here in Barrow County, they have Friday rush hour.
Oh, yeah.
And I was stopping at every red light on the way back from the grocery store, which is par for the course for me. But as I'm coming back, the clouds are getting ugly.
Yep.
It's looking nasty outside.
Oh, and I left my phone. I left my phone in your car, so you couldn't have even called me.
and I couldn't call you.
No, you couldn't.
So I'm saying to myself, I didn't put the rain fly on the tent. Okay, and that's one of the things, folks. If you're going to go camping and you're going to be just like me and you're going to go camping in the rain, you've got to have a rain fly. And this is one of the things I've talked about a couple times on the show. With this Coleman Instant Tent, as you can see, it's very spacious.
Yes,
on the
very
inside.
spacious.
And Daniel, Take a look at this view.
Yeah,
I'm
it was
telling
nice.
you, how would you like to wake up to this every single
this was
morning
nice.
when you're camping? Yes.
This is really
a
nice.
lakeside view. You just can't beat it. But you've got to have that rain fly. And when you buy one of these instant tents, I don't care if it's the small version or if you're going to go king size like me, you're going to have that rain fly. But make sure you get the right one to go on there and take it with you whether you need it or not, because you just never know when the sky is going to unload on you. And it did it real bad yesterday.
Yeah, we had to hang out in your tent for a little while with the dog before it
and I had
calmed down.
I had the camping chairs in there.
Yep, you did.
You know, and we just cracked the windows enough to let the air start circulating because we
Yep.
had a nice cool little breeze there.
Yeah.
But after the rain cooled down, we went back to my truck and I brought the canopy,
Yep.
which
yeah.
you're taking a look at. And wow, Daniel, we needed that.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. But last night the rain let up. You know, I expected some rain showers at night, but you know, we did
Nothing
okay.
at night, really.
And maybe we'll get through this weekend here.
Yeah, I think
without
so.
any more rain in the forecast. I know for sure this tent is something I'm going to have to take home and air out.
Yeah.
And dry it out. Another thing, folks, one of the things I've pointed out to before, and I haven't mentioned this in a long time, if you're going camping and you're going to go primitive camping, like Daniel and I, you don't have us pop up this weekend,
Not yet.
as you can tell.
No air conditioning.
Right. But we have this walk-in site, which means, you know, if you can't bring your vehicle close by your campsite, you're going to be going back and forth to your vehicle to bring your gear to your particular campsite. I have stressed on so many different occasions, and it's so important that any time that you go primitive camping, you've got to put down some sort of protective barrier, specifically a tarp, to cover the base of your tent. Because if you don't do that, you're going to be wearing out your tent in no time at all. Fortunately for me, for this Coleman Instant Tent, the size that I have, I was able to find a canvas that was just the right size. It overextends, and I was able to stake it down, and as you can tell, I'm able to tie down the tent to the stakes in 6 different places. And it secures it in place. It is a wonderful addition here to my camping supply that I have. And of course, you know, I use those big tent stakes.
You
So
do.
even if we have those winter weather storms come
Yeah.
through, I mean, I call them winter weather because when wintertime here, it may not get that cold like it does up in the north, but the wind sure does blow. And
Yep.
we have been out there on some windy weather occasions where the tent was just shaking, but that tent was secured to the ground. Most tents come with those little tiny 6-inch stakes, and I toss
Yep.
them in the garbage.
Ah.
Okay, Daniel, those big stakes, they're only about $1 a piece. You can get them at Walmart, and I have a couple dozen of them on hand. I have a little more of everything that,
Yes,
that
you do.
I go camping with. But we had a great dinner last night.
Yep.
When your wife got here, we made some tacos,
Yep.
and it was enough to hold us over.
Oh, yeah, we were really
Nobody
hungry.
goes to bed hungry at my campsite.
Nope.
No way, no how.
Nope.
But we had a great dinner last night, and
Yep.
you climbed into your tent. You seemed like you were nice and comfortable over there.
Yeah, a little bit. Actually, we had to go back to the store to get an air mattress because our little hiking inflatable mats weren't cutting it. So we had to go to the store and get a air mattress, and it fit just perfect. So I'm excited for trying to use that tonight. So that should be interesting.
One of the things that you're going to get in your blood if you go camping like we do,
Yeah.
and you have camping in your blood like we do, you're going to have a plan B. In my particular case, anytime I go camping, I love the queen size air mattress and the queen size sleeping bag. But I knew that this was a walk inside. I've never been here to this campground before,
Yep.
which incidentally is a wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful campground.
You like it more than Stone Mountain, you told
Oh,
me.
my heavens, yes. The tranquility here, Daniel. It is so
Right
wonderful.
on the lake.
Yes. But because it was a walk-in site and I didn't know how far our vehicle was going to be parked away from the tent,
Yep.
and I only have a 100-foot extension cord, and I have a power inverter. And for those of you who don't know what a power inverter is, it's one of those little devices that you plug into your cigarette lighter, and it converts power to 110 volts, which is what we need
Yeah.
to blow up our air mattress. And speaking of air mattress, Daniel, what did you run out and get today?
I got my air mattress. 'Cause I
Deidre,
didn't-
bring that box on over here.
Oh boy.
Bring that box on over here. We're going to show it off.
Roll that beautiful
Yeah.
beam footage.
You know, later this afternoon,
Hey,
I
look,
was wondering what was taking
it's
you
our
so
own Vanna
long.
White.
I was wondering what was taking you so long at Walmart. And look at this. Daniel, you've got, what is it, a full-size air mattress?
It's full. It's just enough for our over. We have the Skip Huber version of a hiking tent. So we've got the little stakes like he was talking about, and it just fit that mattress in there, and it feels a lot better.
And it just so happened to be when we emptied out the truck, Daniel spotted the power converter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he knew I had it.
Yep.
He knew he was going to be able to blow up an air mattress.
Yep.
So today, him and his wife went out to Walmart.
Yep.
And I was amazed that fits perfectly inside your little hiking tent.
It does.
And you had an opportunity to lay on it here a little bit
It
ago,
was
didn't you?
pretty nice. I was
Oh,
laying on it
yeah.
right before we got our honey here.
Well, Daniel, we woke up this morning, and you told me you were going to be up at like 6 a.m.
Crack of dawn.
Crack of dawn. I said I'll be right there with you.
That's right.
I'll be there. I'll help you cook breakfast.
Yep.
We'll decide what we're going to have in the morning. When I got up, you were gone.
Well, hey, we don't wait for no one.
And I say we went to bed. Well, we went to bed early last night, about
Yeah,
7:30.
Yeah, it was like around 7, 8 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was muggy. One of the things, folks, here in Georgia, we're right in the middle of summer. It is the middle of July. And the heat down here, when you're out and about, it can be a little unbearable. And you definitely want to bring your bug spray with you wherever you go. But you were out today on the hiking trail.
Yep.
You and your wife, and you were geocaching. Tell us about that.
Oh, well, we went to a few geocaches, got some swag, signed our names to a couple of caches, and, marked another one up on our list. We have this app on our phone, and it helps us, track wherever the cache is, and they have them in different areas, different locations. So basically, it's just like a scavenger hunt all the time, everywhere. So, if you're ever interested in it, you can go on your smartphone and look up the geocaching app, and I guarantee you there's something nearby, and just start doing it. It'll get addicting. I mean, I wasn't really into it when we first started, but I don't know. It just something happened. I caught the fever, and now everywhere we go, I want to check the geocache app to see if there's anything available. So it's
and
really
we
cool.
did an episode not too long ago on geocaching.
Yeah, it was a
didn't we?
little while ago. Yeah.
Okay, I never got into it, but
Yep.
Apparently it's something that you youngsters are really
It's
into.
fun. It's just like it's a added bonus to walking in the woods or just being around, new areas. It's just
And there's
fun.
an app on your phone too, isn't there, that you
That's
can
right.
You can actually go to
Yep.
and locate some of these caches somewhere.
That's
How many
right.
did you find today?
I think we found 4. We got some pretty good swag. Swag is like the stuff that you get when you go to, I don't know, like a place that sells tickets, like what do you call those, Deidre? Arcade, where you get the tickets and stuff, and you get like the plastic army men or the trinkets. So when we went to Nashville, we went to an arcade that was right by our hotel, and we loaded up on trinkets. And so now we're just exchanging trinkets. And actually, when we went to Hard Labor Creek last weekend to geocache, someone put in a rock, and they signed it and stuff, and they told them like where to hashtag it to let them know that it was found. So we got to do that. And it's just all kinds of little stuff. It's a little community in itself, and it's a really cool thing.
How many miles did you put on today?
Right now, I probably got about 7 or 8, but I think the trail was about 7. So
9.48 is what I've got marked right now.
well, we got 9 now, and the trail was about 7.
Is it any wonder why I stayed at camp?
Well, we had to walk a few hundred feet for certain geocaches. Actually, we left the geocache because we didn't want to walk 200 feet further another way. So
Yeah,
We're gonna
Daniel, before
keep
I
that for another
forget,
day.
I want to remind our listeners, this is episode 202 of the Happy Camper Radio Show, and we're coming to you this week from the campground at Fort Yargo State Park. And if you're enjoying our podcast, when you get an opportunity, subscribe to our YouTube channel where you'll see Daniel and I have done the show here on video today.
here we are.
So, yeah, here
Hey.
we are. We're at camp, and we're having a wonderful time. I can't really tell you how much fun I have had this weekend. And we have got more of these great camping trips.
We saw
coming
you
up,
on the
Daniel.
trail today. You didn't tell him about that. We were
yeah,
hiking through the woods, and he was getting B-roll by the lake, and we were yelling at him. We waved at him.
And
That was
Daniel,
pretty cool.
I can hear you a mile away.
That
But
was
yeah,
really
I
fun.
had an opportunity to go out there, and this is a very clean park too.
Yeah,
I've
that's
got to
good.
say, and one of the things that I did see, and I noticed that right from the very beginning, and it is a state park, so you do have to have a permit, and it only costs you $5 to get that permit to get inside the park. But you just came over the other day and we're talking about maybe an annual membership.
Yeah, well, they have certain levels of membership, and I thought, well, maybe for next year we could go in, because the level I showed you has an option where you can stay 3 nights for free and get 2 passes. So our next big adventure would be, free pretty much, and I thought that was a pretty cool idea.
And I will say this, Daniel, Fort Yargo State Park is a very, very clean and well-maintained and taken care of park, especially the campgrounds. Everything around here, the hospitality, I mean, just the environment itself, it is a place that you really, really would love to come visit. And as well as anybody else does, Daniel, I complain about taxes. I complain about the way money is spent, but this is money well spent
There you
here
go.
at these campgrounds.
Yeah, they just
And-
redid the visitor center up here. They've redone a lot of these state parks. It's really nice. I think a lot of people, maybe people are a lot into technology nowadays, but people are getting out there though. I think a lot more people. This campground right here, there's not an open spot. There's not an open spot here. There are people everywhere, and I think it's just picking up more and more as the years go by. I think people want to get more with nature. I
Yeah.
think,
And depending upon how much equipment you bring, now they have room for just about any type of gear that you're bringing in, whether you're primitive camping or bringing a pop-up or a travel trailer, an RV, a motorhome, it doesn't really matter. I mean, they've got full hookups here.
yep, they do.
You just drive around and you just take a look. And the nice thing about this particular campground, I've got to say, is just about every site you have plenty of shade.
Yeah,
So if you're out here on the
it's in
lake,
the woods.
and there are a lot of folks out here kayaking today.
Oh yeah,
and-
definitely.
And you can rent your kayak here,
Yep.
and you go just spend a whole day out on the lake. And a lot of these campsites are right by the lake,
Yeah.
which means if you're kayaking, you could just pull right up and have lunch
Ha,
at
you
your
could.
campsite
I guess
and
you
go
could.
right back out on the lake.
Yeah.
Something I may want to consider doing maybe the
There
next
you
time
go.
we come visit.
Yeah.
But just about anywhere you go camping, folks, if you really want to get the perfect site, a lot of the websites that campgrounds have, and thank heavens we have the web today,
Yep.
they show you pictures of the individual sites. It really does you no justice, though,
Yeah.
unless you're there to see it yourself.
That's true. That's very
Because
true.
we look at the site that's just to the right of us here, Daniel. That would have been the perfect site
Yeah.
for us, and plenty of room. But we still managed
Yeah.
between your tent, my tent, and the canopy and the picnic
We made it
table
work.
underneath. We did make it work. Okay, so there's no gripes or complaints there.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm about as excited as you are to be here at
Yeah,
Fort Yargo
definitely.
State Park. And this is definitely one of these campgrounds that you're going to want to come back to.
Yep.
And I think the next time that we plan on coming to this particular campground, which incidentally, folks, if you happen to live in the metro Atlanta area, it's only about a 40-minute drive northeast.
Yeah.
And just about close to anything in North Georgia.
Yeah.
So,
it's
it's
not that
really
far.
not really that far away. So if you get an opportunity to make your reservations at Fort Yargo State Park, you definitely want to do it. But definitely while you're here, regardless of what campsite you choose, take a look around in case you decide to come back, because there's always going to be that perfect site
Yep.
that you're going to want to reserve for the next visit you come to. All right, anytime that you visit, whether it be Fort Yargo or just about any campground that you
Yep.
venture into.
Yeah.
But
You always want to scope out the good sites.
yeah, we still have a little bit of time ahead of us, and I
Yep.
definitely am happy that we were able to go ahead and get this show done.
Yep.
Our live show, incidentally.
Yeah.
And Daniel, we don't get out all that much together because
No.
of our schedules being
Yep.
like they are. But this worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it was great.
And tonight we've got burgers and hot dogs.
There you
Typical
go.
Saturday night.
I got my
traditional
onion. I'm
menu.
good to go. I got my onion and relish. I'm good.
I will sit on the opposite end of the picnic table.
You don't
and
know what
your
you're
onions.
missing.
You
Love
know,
'em.
hey, another thing I want to point out too, folks, is if you're camping light and you're not bringing like those big grills and griddles that I bring, you may want to consider these little butane stoves. Daniel, they are awesome.
Yep, you
They're
gave me one.
inexpensive. Yeah, and I had one. I gave one to you, and I
Yep.
gave one to my brother because I bought a brand new set. And folks, they're only about $20 at your local camping store. I think you can get them at Walmart too.
Probably.
But nowadays, you can pick up those little butane canisters, which look about the size of a hairspray can, and pick them up for about $3 a piece. I always carry about 6 or 7 with me, but you can get about 4 or 5 good meals
Yep.
out of that one butane can.
Yeah.
And it heats up your food. And Daniel, the food out here at the campsite is piping hot
Oh,
in
yes.
comparison to what I'm cooking at home.
Yep.
By the time I leave the stove at home and sit down at the table, I want to say the food is not as hot as it would be had I been camping that particular day. But I love camping. I love the environment, and Fort Yargo State Park is just a wonderful environment to be in. The tranquility, the relaxation, the hospitality, and the campground host over here at our particular loop that we're in,
Uh-huh.
just wonderful people.
Good.
And we went up just a little bit ago to pick up some firewood.
Yep, we did.
Last night was not a good night to burn firewood.
It was a little wet.
A little bit wet, yeah, and our wood would have gotten wet.
Yeah.
So that would have been $5 out the window.
There you go. Exactly.
But tonight we're going to go ahead and get that all fired up. Our last night here, hopefully no more rain in the forecast.
Yep. Hopefully.
And we're going to be heading on back home
Yep.
and making the plans to do this again sometime
Oh,
soon.
definitely.
Yes, I'm so glad that your wife was able to come. And
Oh,
Daniel,
yeah.
You brought Fitz.
Yeah, I did.
So happy
Old
to
puppy.
see Fitz. Yeah, Fitz is always a good companion to be around. And I can't wait to get home to see my Sadie.
Yep.
And I'm really excited about that too. But Daniel, I thank you so very much for
Absolutely.
suggesting this particular campground.
Yeah.
You've been here before.
I
Your
have.
wife had been
Long
here
time
before,
ago.
and,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
we-
too
we-
far away.
we did
it's
make it happen.
45 minutes to drive up here.
Mhm.
So, you know, if you're worried about driving, it's not that far.
That's what we call a short distance camping trip.
Exactly.
Okay. But folks, you know, I'm so glad to have you along too. And like I said, anytime that Daniel and I get an opportunity to go camping, and we're going to let you know where we're going to be at.
Yep.
And you never know when we're going to run into one of you fine folks, our valued listeners out there like Lewis
Yep.
came here today and gave us this wonderful
Yeah,
jar of honey.
man.
Daniel, I'm getting hungry.
I
really
want
am.
to eat it. I want to taste it right now. I'm not even kidding. I want to rip this tag off and eat
Made
it. I just want to
today.
taste it. Today, I've never
Oh,
had
wow.
the honey that fresh.
That is so
I am
great.
so stoked about it.
And so am I. But we're going to be back again soon. There's no doubt about that.
That's good.
Folks, it's time now for our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
Happy Camper Radio.
And we may as well. And Daniel, there's the fireworks going off.
Yep.
You never know what you're going to find here when you go camping. at George's
Fort Yargo
Fort
State
Yargo
Park.
State Park. Yeah, I have one other one in mind. I just can't get it out of my head, Daniel. But yeah, Fort Yargo State Park is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show. And we've been talking a lot about it. But I tell you what, folks, if you go to their website, and we're going to have a link for it all week long on happycamperradio.com, just go there, click on that featured campground link tab, and you'll see all the features, everything that they have here at Fort Yargo State Park. You'll notice how wonderful everything is the minute you pull in the driveway. Pass through the gate, go right to the visitor station, and just to the left of you is the Fort Yargo Fort.
Yep.
And we had an opportunity to visit that too. A lot of great history here too. That's one of the things you want to do, folks, anytime that you go camping. Look up the history of the particular area that you're camping in. And Fort Yargo has a lot of history here itself. There's a lot of things to do. Drive through the park. The park is huge. And obey the speed limits. Definitely do that. And while you're doing that, take a look around because you never know when you're going to see some wildlife.
Yep.
Yesterday on the way in, we saw some beautiful deer. And Daniel, I just wanted to stop and pull the camera out at that particular time. But I know what would have happened. The minute I stepped out of the car, the deer would have been gone. Okay, but there are plenty of wildlife running around here in the park, and one of the things that we're definitely going to be doing from now on is keeping an eye out for that, and I'm going to keep the camera ready
There you
right
go.
by the door. So we pulled into the park last night, and like I said, we had no problem finding it.
Nope.
But just come on out here to a place like Fort Yargo. They've got a big, beautiful lake. like we says, you can rent your kayak here. You can spend an entire day on the lake.
You could swim in the lake during the summer. There's putt-putt. There's disc golf.
And a children's playground.
Yep.
Plenty of things
There's
to
a
do
bunch
here.
of playgrounds all around the park. You can go geocaching. There's a ton of mountain biking trails. It's a big mountain bike trail place, so that's a lot of fun. We ran into a lot of those today, and they seemed like they were having a lot of fun.
Yes, and if you're into hiking like Daniel and Deidre are, or if you just like to sit around the campfire and just hang out at camp, you can do that too. Nothing wrong with that. And the restrooms, the bathhouses are very, very clean and spacious. And
Yes.
I had an opportunity to go in there today, and about noontime, the heat was really coming down on me. And by the time you got back from buying your air mattress, I was ready to go get a shower.
I hear that.
Everything is spick and span, spotless clean. It is one of these campgrounds that is run by the state of Georgia, and it's a beautiful campground that you'll want to visit someday. So if you ever happen to be here in the metro Atlanta area, in North Georgia, or you happen to be passing on through, consider Fort Yargo State Park. It is our featured campground of the week here on the Happy Camper Radio Show.
HappyCamperRadio.com.
And if you have a campground you would like for us to feature on the program, get in touch with me, Skip, S-K-I-P, at happycamperradio.com. Be sure to include a link to the campground website. Daniel, I hate to think about tomorrow having to pack everything up and head on home.
I know.
It was a short trip, but we had a great time while we were here, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to do it again
Absolutely.
sometime real soon. And believe me, folks, when we go camping, and Daniel and I, it's tough getting our schedules together, but when we get out there, we're going to let you know about it, and hopefully we'll run into you at one of our next camping destinations. Remember, friends, every pet deserves a loving home. I want you to do exactly like I did. Visit your local shelter and adopt a pet today. You can find us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at www.happycamperradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Happy Camper Radio Show is a presentation of Skip Huber Productions. I'm Skip. I am a happy camper. Daniel's a happy camper.
Woo!
Deidre's a happy camper over there, and I think she's getting dinner started, isn't she? So is Fitz. And you better believe it, friends, we're going to do our best to make a happy camper out of you. Back in the studio next week. Have a good one, everybody. This is Happy Camper Radio.